Good afternoon, everybody. We just wanted to wish all of our wonderful members a happy Thanksgiving. Thank you for bearing with us through what has been a very intense, scary, and never-ending 2020. We wanted to make sure that everyone's having a fun, safe holiday and give you a little something to check out during the holiday. So I'm releasing the fall and winter cocktail list, and I'm going to do 3 of the new drinks that we've added onto it, just as a fun for you if you wanted to make them over the holidays, or even come into the club and check them out. You know, we're always moving, developing, and doing new stuff here, so let's get on with it. So our first drink that we're gonna do is a Negroni Sbagliato, which means wrong in Italian. So it is a Negroni as long as it has Campari in it. But when you start taking out certain ingredients, you could say it's wrong, but it's still a Negroni. So typically with a Negroni, you're gonna have your vermouth, your Campari, and your gin. Well, this one has Campari, vermouth, and Prosecco. So we kind of did a different spiel on it. So basically what we're gonna do with this is we're gonna take 1.5 ounces of Zona Prosecco. You can use any Prosecco or sparkling you want. You typically want something sweeter to offset the bitters from the Campari. And so we'll take 1.5 ounces of that. Add that to that. You could do a little bit more if you want. It just kind of depends your own flavor profile. This is just if you want to do the basic. We'll add a little bit more because hey, it's festive and it just doesn't. It's never going to end this year. Then after that, you're going to want to take a 1/4 ounce of Campari. Now make sure you only do a 1/4 ounce Campari. It is a bitters, and you will eat it in the drink if you use too much. I cannot stress that factor out enough. So 1/4 ounce of Campari, boom. Then you're gonna wanna take another 1/4 ounce of vermouth. We use the Via here, but you can use basically any vermouth any sweet vermouth that you want to. And then we're gonna add that bad boy in there. And then we're gonna stir it up. You don't wanna shake it, obviously, because the Prosecco's in there, and unless you want it to blow up in your kitchen or your bar, that's not fun for the whole family. So stir it up. And then you should have a color basically like a lighter pink. You're gonna pour it into your glass. And then because it's kind of a fresh cocktail, we're gonna use some seasonal fruit. A little garnish on there, give it a little stirry poo, and then go for it. Cheers, everybody. So for our next drink, we're gonna combine 2 things that every member at the club seems to love: bourbon and smoking things. So what we're gonna do for our next drink is a sidecar. Sidecar is a little bit of a lighter take on a Manhattan. You can use a cognac for it, but you can also use a bourbon. It also breaks the rule of craft cocktails. We are actually going to shake a brown. Everybody hold on to your hats. I know I've always said stir, don't shake, but you're using lemon juice in this drink, so you have to aerate the fruit. So we're gonna have to shake it. It's a thing, let's all deal with it and get through it together. So we're gonna take Basil Hayden's 10-year. I was able to get this as a number of my lottery picks. So we're gonna do, it's Basil Hayden's sidecar. I can use any one of the Basil Haydens that I have. I have the rye, I have the regular, and I have the 10-year. I recommend the 10-year. So we're gonna do a martini pour of Basil Hayden into this. Next, we're going to use Cointreau orange liqueur. Now you can use a different orange liqueur. I just happen to like Cointreau. And you're gonna take a 1/2 ounce of that. Put that bad boy in there. And then you're gonna take, it's about 1/2 ounce of lemon juice. You know, you don't wanna over lemon the drink because then you're basically eating it and that's not fun either. So again, craft cocktails, we wanna balance everything, everybody. We're gonna get through this together. So then we're gonna do it. Shake it like I always tell you to do. Remember, put your hand on the shaker. We don't want this going flying through the kitchen while we're trying to impress our friends and family over Thanksgiving, guys. We're gonna pour it into the drink, like so. You're gonna want that color, and the bourbon is gonna turn that color, that lighter color. It's not gonna be that deep brown color that we're very used to, guys. Remember, it's lemon juice, we're shaking it. You're gonna get a different profile. Then, everyone's favorite part, we get to smoke something. Please do not light your living rooms and kitchens on fire, guys. I don't want to be responsible for answering for that one. All right, now we smoke. And you just want to get a little bit, you're just trying to aerate the peel. You're just trying to release those oils, and you're just trying to get that flavor profile. Don't light it on fire, guys. Don't burn the hell out of it, please and thank you. Then just give it a little twisty poo over the top of it. Kind of stir it a little bit, and just drop it in there, guys. 1, 2, 3. Cheers. All right, everybody, our third and final drink, again, because it is winter and brown season, is another bourbon one. Shocker. So we're gonna do our take. This is called an Old Pal, and it's a lighter take on a Boulevardier. It's not as intense. So you kind of take out, you put in a dry vermouth, you have a little less Campari. It's just a lot lighter drink, and it makes, again, bourbon user friendly to everybody. So we're gonna use Maker's Mark for ours. We can always sub in any bourbon. We're not short on bourbon in the club ever. Shocker, I know. So we're gonna do another martini pour on our bourbon. Unlike the last one, this one is stirred. We go back to the usual rules, guys. We're gonna do a ½ ounce of dry vermouth on this one, not sweet. And then, again, be very careful with this, please and thank you, guys. Campari, 1/4 ounce. I cannot stress that enough. It will taste like all bitters if you go over that. So be very, very careful with that. And then we stir like always. You're gonna get a little bit of that red and brown from the bourbon. So you should have that, about that tint. Any more red than that, and you've put in too much Campari to it, just as an FYI. Then what we're gonna do is we're gonna put it in our martini glass, like so. Look at that color. And then, just for grins, we're gonna put in a lemon twist, just like so. All right, there we go, guys. 1, 2, 3. Cheers.